This Perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Outside. This is a family drama that is set in a zombie apocalypse. This movie is a must watch, I have to say up front. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to give you my thoughts and why you should definitely check this out. Do not let this go under the radar. Definitely go check this out if you're looking for a really interesting zombie movie. More so a family drama. Like I said, I'll talk about that. This is following Francis and his family. Him and his family are going back to his parents' place to kind of see if they are still alive, because there's this zombie outbreak that has just kind of happened. It doesn't really say exactly the time. It kind of just throws you in to this world, which I can appreciate. Some people might be frustrated or just want that little extra information, but based on how things are, you can kind of tell it's been a few months or so, give or take. It could have been a year or two or something like that. Who knows? But however, it's been spreading. But for some odd reason, Francis decides to go back to his parents' place. Both his parents are dead. And I really like them setting up the first 10 minutes to kind of give you what to expect as far as the zombies. Because the zombies in this are really interesting. It kind of reminds me of how the Sadness portrayed their versions of zombies, where they had like these blackout eyes. Not as depraved as those zombies, you know what I'm saying? We don't get a lot of zombie action. We kind of just see them roaming, see them interact with our characters and whatnot, and see how dangerous they are. But what's also interesting about these zombies, other than them having like these blacked out eyes, it seems like whenever they die, they repeat the last words that they've ever said. So if somebody died and they said like, I'm sorry, or they'll be like, get out of here, or go ahead. Different types of lines of dialogues. Some of them are just like one word. It could be like a whole sentence. Very creepy, very eerie. But what this movie really focuses on is Francis and his family, his wife Iris, his two sons, Joshua, the oldest, and the youngest is Lucas. But there is a lot of family drama, mostly between Iris and Francis, because there's been kind of some foul play on both ends, and Francis finds out one of the kids isn't his. And you could kind of tell just based on how he treats the one child. This causes a lot more issues. But then on top of that, with just staying at this house while Iris wants to kind of leave, they want to head up north because they said that's the kind of safe zone. But Francis is very stubborn. He's very selfish. He makes a lot of selfish decisions in this movie, but also does things to protect his family. So he kind of really flip-flops a lot, and I'm curious to see how people are going to feel about his character, because he's definitely, I would say, an interesting character to kind of watch descend into madness. Now, this movie is pretty long. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. I feel like the pacing was fine because they did a good job of laying out, okay, this is when we're going to show you some zombies where things could get really bad. And then in between those moments, we get a lot of the family stuff. And the family stuff is the most interesting thing about this. And where this movie goes, it's pretty crazy. It's nothing you're going to really expect, especially the last hour of this film is really intense. I will have to give you like a trigger warning. There is a specific scene that happens to one of the kids that is not necessarily, I don't think it's a bad scene, I think it's a justifiable scene, even though some may say they didn't have to show it. But the reasonings, and if you were in that situation as a parent or a guardian, you would probably really do the same thing. I almost think that anybody probably would. It just made it add to the tension of the movie and lets you know that there are still stakes, even though they might not have to deal with zombies here and there, but there's also monsters inside this house. And I really liked how they just depicted all of that, where you're just following these two characters and you're wondering, like, who's really in the right? Do you blame Francis for his actions, even though he's just completely lost his mind in this movie and is really shitty at times? But also, he, like I say, he flip-flops and he thinks that he's doing good or he's trying to protect his family. He's just completely lost it, you know. And the same thing with Iris, you know, this whole situation being cooped up, not being able to leave when she wants to leave. She wants to protect her family. They have like these kind of different views on what it means to protect their children. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Definitely ended up being surprisingly one of my favorite movies of the year, I would say. It's definitely high up there. Just the suspense, how they deal with the psychological horror aspects, the family drama, as I keep saying. Even the horror aspects with the zombies are really interesting, even though I can see some people wanting more of the zombies doing things, even though I feel like it does a great job of utilizing that. So yeah, I would recommend checking this out. If you do get around to watching this movie, let me know your thoughts of it in the comments below. Till next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.